Welcome. It is March 23rd. I am starting my lambing season now. I delayed it. I usually lamb in February, but I had a baby, and doing sheep lambing and having a baby, it was just not something I wanted to do together. So I opted to have them lamb later in March, and I was hoping it'd be warmer weather. In some aspects, it was a good thing because this winter has been our biggest winter of snows, storms, and rain and everything else.
Let's just jump into what we've got going on now.
Alright, so this is a first-time mom, and she does not know how to be a mom. So I'm going to show you what I do to help keep the lamb, my go-tos for keeping a lamb alive is that in the first 12 hours of life, they need to have colostrum milk. So the mom has colostrum for the first 24 hours, but it's crucial that the lamb gets some in the first 12. So this is what I usually do for the lamb. For the mom. Okay. Are a little crazy. I usually push them into a corner. Come here, Rami. Let's give you some milk. I already did this with the lamb yesterday. So she was born last night. Got a butt shot here. So I generally will hold the mom because they always take off and they don't let the babies drink off of them. So what I did last night is the mom will have wax in the nipples, and so you have to squeeze out the wax so that the milk can come out. Sometimes the lambs have a hard time getting that out. So I just make sure that both of them have the wax cleared, and then I take a bottle or even a cup, and I fill some milk in it. Once you filled the milk in the cup, then I take a syringe and I just I fill it up with the milk, and then I put the syringe in the side of the mouth of the lamb, and I just slowly give little squirts for it to suck. Now this is being that the lamb can stand and is not weak and limp. Now if the lamb's weak and limp, then you're probably going to have to do tube feeding. But if the lamb can stand, which generally, if you catch them within a few hours after they're born, they're going to be strong and they have a little bit of energy to stand and try to nurse. But just to ensure that they get the colostrum, I just give them a syringe and just slowly put it down where they you'll see them just chomp and drink it down. And then I try to get them on the mom as soon as possible. But she doesn't cooperate. She doesn't let them, it's a girl. She doesn't let her nurse off of her. So as you saw when I came this morning, she was laying down, which shows me that she probably hasn't nursed. Let's see, I was here at midnight. So she last ate at midnight, and now it's 7. So she went 7 hours without eating, and that's why she's probably laying on her side, which tells me that the mom's not letting her drink still. It's snowing right now, like a blizzard. And it was spring on Monday, and it does not feel like spring. So this is a positive note, I guess. I just wish it was warm. And leave it to a sheep to have a lamb in a storm. I'm watching because I think I have 2 more that are gonna lamb here soon, and I'm debating on penning one up because I don't want to run around. It is so wet and mucky, and yesterday was like a rodeo trying to get her in here. So another thing I look for and the lamb down here, you'll see if they're getting milk. So if this is kind of now round and pudgy, so you know that she's gotten some milk from the mom. But if they haven't been eating, it'll be, I should have done it before I fed her, it'll be very narrow, like in. So just think like when you drink or eat, your stomach bloats or whatever. That's the same for them. So you can tell if they've been eating off their mom or not by looking right here at their stomach. I get the other side. Oh, of course. Gonna lay down. Another thing too, when you're nursing, when you're wanting the lamb to nurse, you want to stimulate them by tickling their bum. That was kind of a trick that I was taught. That gets them, like their mom's nudging them to eat. And by doing so, I just kind of do that. I do it on the top because you don't want to get poop on your fingers. See if your mama will get up, huh? So, on a lamb, too, I always do a finger check inside a new lamb when they're born, or whenever you find them, shall I say. If it's warm, that means their temperature's still good, but if it's cold, you're going to want to get them, their temperature to be brought up. If they're still wanting to bite, though, like this, I don't know if you can see, then I would try to do the syringe milk by nursing the mom, putting the syringe in the side of the mouth like this, and then inserting it slowly as they do that and drink the milk. Hopefully they will naturally raise their temperature up. Now, most of the time I found when the lamb is cold, they aren't sitting upright, they're mostly laying on their side. That's when I would take them in to slowly raise their temperature up, and I would tube feed in that case. This one, she's fine. I just have to make sure I come out and put her on her mom, because her mom won't let her nurse on her own. She always just kind of kicks her away a little bit. So we're just trying to establish a bond between the two of them. Okay, so I got the mom pinned again. Made sure the lamb is on the tit. Sometimes it'll sound like they are, but they're not. So you're gonna want to make sure you put your finger in to make sure that they are on, trying to suck. You're just gonna tickle their bum. That's what I usually do. It starts to waggle, and they want to try finding the nipple. I just go in and make sure that they are on the nipple and not on anything else. So she is on. I also took scissors last night. I cut around to make it a clear path to the nipples so that they can find it easy. I usually try to get them sheared, but it's been so wet and muggy that we can't set up a shear date because they're just wet. So you do the best you can. You just cut around, make sure you cut the wool away so that they can find the nipple quicker. So yes, the best situation is if you can get the lamb on the mom, that is going to be your best. And not having to bottle feed or milk. So usually I will just hold the mom until they get enough milk that they pull off themselves. And then I will try to milk the mom extra off of her into a cup and then do the syringe if need be, if I see that they're not doing well or anything like that. But I've always had good luck with doing this, and then they will establish a bond, and then I won't have to interfere anymore. And we go on our little way. Oh, little guy. So, okay, so I'm hoping that they will start working together. The mom, while I'm in here, she will stand still. The moment I leave, she starts circling the baby. So I'm hoping that the lamb will get stronger and fight for milk, and that the mom will be so sore that she'll want her to drink the milk. So hopefully it always works out. Usually I just have to do it often, and so every 3 hours I just come out and make sure the lamb has milk, That'll make her strong. So yeah, so I apologize. I am talking funny because I got Invisalign in yesterday and my teeth hurt and I don't know how to talk with retainers in. So I'm hungry because I can't eat with them. I can only take them out 2 hours out of the day. It's just problems. First world problems. So yeah, little baby girl. No, she's gonna be trampled. Just kidding. My mom's too nervous. So yeah, if you have any questions, I will try to post what I do with the cup and syringe. I really just grab any clean cup. You don't want anything that has anything that's been in it. But techniques of nursing the mom, which I probably should go over. I usually use the first 2 fingers and my thumb pulls down. And as I do that, so I squeeze and pull down my thumb like this. But as it squirts out into the cup, it's a little easier said than done because I'm only one person and I don't have anyone holding the sheep or the camera. And I try to put it on a tripod and then the sheep runs it over, so it doesn't really work out. One-man show, but I'll do my best. Squeeze like this down and the milk will come into a cup. And at that point, just put it in the side of the mouth, which I will do. I'll go get a cup. All right, so I just grabbed an old bottle that I'm not using, because it also has measurements on it. So kudos to recycling breast pumping equipment. Just kidding. Anyways, so I get a bottle, a syringe. I'll milk the mom up to a point. You can either save the milk so you can milk her a lot, or you can just take a little bit just to give to the lamb for the time being. I like to have at least 2 ounces on hand in the freezer for emergency reasons if I have another lamb from a different mom that's not doing so good. That way I can give it the colostrum milk. So I usually just generally, if it's just a mom, and if I don't have any to put in the freezer, I just get a little small amount, just enough to put the syringe to fill up and to give a boost to the lamb. Now, it's your judgment of how much you want to give to the lamb, but I just make sure you clean out the syringes and you can reuse them. I'm not too worried. So I grab from here and then I kind of pull down like that motion, and that's how I get her milk to come out. So I will fill the container and then I'll show you from that plate. Okay, so I only got a little bit of milk for the fact that she has already nursed, but I just wanted to show you guys what I do on a newborn that's born less than 12 hours. I will do this process and I will put the milk in and then I'll show you what I do to the lamb. Okay, so I got some milk in a syringe after I got out of the bottle, and then I'll show you how I do it for the lamb. Now I'm going to stand the lamb up if possible. Okay, so I'm kind of one-handing this, but I got the lamb standing. I will insert in the side of the mouth. There we go. And I'll just slowly work in the milk and let them kind of chew on it like that. This will just give them the boost that they need to be able to thrive. And I've just found that this is a key. So if I do this every time, I don't lose a lamb. And that's all I care about. Now this is, of course, they had to be standing. So if they can't stand, you're going to want tube feed. But hopefully they'll still make that sucking so you can get the tube down. But yeah, so if you do this right after they're born, you're going to have huge success with their ability to thrive and nurse off their mom on their own. Okay, so these are the kind of signs that I want to look for to make sure that the lamb is nursing on her own and that the mom is willing to let her nurse. So I just sit here and watch to see if she actually latches without spooking the mom too much. Because I know the mom has milk. So once I know that she's actually getting a good latch, then I know that I don't have to come out every 2 hours and check and make sure she's getting milk. So another sign too is if they're baaing a lot, that can be a sign that they're not getting any milk. And so you can actually hear her, see her little tail waggling, and I can see that she's attached. So these are really good signs that I don't have to worry anymore. They've bonded. Oh, and the other thing I'm going to check is I'm going to check the belly again and make sure that it is extended, that it looks like there's milk in there and not shallow. So I will check that as well before I leave and show you guys. But I just want to see if I can catch her trying to nurse again. She does have a little bit of an arch, which, well, I don't know. Don't want to read into it. She's acting well. Sometimes that's how they are, just the first couple days. I'm gonna re-show, not that this lamb needs it anymore, but for a newborn lamb when they do come, I just wanted to show you what you do need to have and then how I do it. So I will just make sure she's a lively lamb, but I just want to make sure. So in her stomach area, you'll see that she actually is getting milk. So see how it's full? I don't know, but it's full and not gauntly. So I know she is getting milk, which is good because I don't have to come in the middle of the night anymore. But let me just get the mama here, who likes to go down on me. Come on. Alright, well this is opposite how I normally have it, but I will get the milk. So again, I'm just using these 2 fingers to milk the sheep. And I just kind of squeeze it into the bottle. Okay, I'm just getting a little bit. So her milk color is actually already changed. When they first have the lamb, it is going to be like really, really yellow, that colostrum. So then, after I get the milk, I drop the syringe. I had a syringe. Hold on. So then I will syringe it up. Feeding time. Alright, so I usually grab the newborn lamb. Again, this isn't a newborn lamb, but I'm just giving an example. So I just hold the lamb and I put it in the side of their mouth. Now this is if they're standing. If they're not standing, you're going to want a tube. But as it starts to nibble on it, I just inject a little at a time. And then that way I know for sure that they're getting colostrum. And I always will have success as long as I keep doing this, that they're gonna live. So if you can get the milk in them in the first 10 hours, you have a pretty good success rate. And that storm, like I said guys, it is end of May and it's like a blizzard outside. And like you guys all have known, sheep like to have their lambs in the worst winter storm, and they ain't too smart to come into this barn and have them. They have them out in the storm. So I just slowly, like I said, I slowly work it in. Like I said, oh, this is what I do for the new one. She doesn't need it anymore, but I'm not going to waste this milk, so I'm going to feed it to her. But I'm so happy to know that I can go home and sleep. She does good. I'll just save this last little bit. But that is what I do to keep my lambs knowing that they're going to survive and they're not going to die. And to establish a bond with a new mom. So there's two things that I learned. Is to pet them up, let them be together, and then constantly just hold the mom and get the lamb to nurse off of her, and then come every 2 to 3 hours doing that. And then once you've seen the lamb nursing on her own, then you know that they're good. So also getting the wax out of the nipple too, to make sure that they can actually get the milk. A lot of times some lambs have a hard time getting that wax out. So hope this helps, and good luck.